Greetings, Poke fans. Welcome back to Poke Relaxing. Hope everybody's doing well and enjoying the world of Pokemon. Today I wanted to do kind of a follow-up video on my last video where I did sort of a overview of kind of the market of Pokemon and some of the things that are going up or trending in a certain direction. I had actually wanted to mention it during that video, but I sort of forgot. It came in and out of my mind. But there are, at Pokemon Center, the official Pokemon Company website, a number of deals that I think are worth exploring. Some of them, actually, I'm trying to think. Well, I haven't taken advantage of any of these deals that I'll tell you about today, although I very well might. I just sort of have to kind of see where, my capital might need to go in the coming weeks with the pre-orders for Journey Together to be likely allocated fairly soon. And, if it's a lot more than I was anticipating I would get, then I need to, kind of keep some capital ready for that, although that actually won't be until March that they would, require that money. So really it's just a matter of if I, don't find better deals out, kind of outside of Pokemon Center, then I often go to Pokemon Center and pick up some things there that I think are about to move in an upward direction. So those are the things that I'll highlight for you guys today in this video, and I hope some of you get some value from this, either because you're maybe wanting to pick up some stuff that you think might be a good investment for the the near future or for the very distant future, or just kind of entertainment to see sort of what sort of things I have my eye on as I scour the market for opportunities to put some capital to work in a way that will hopefully yield results sooner rather than later. In most of the cases, here is the goal. It's funny, I don't know why Discord sometimes makes noises, sometimes doesn't, but apologies, I'll have to figure out how to turn that off if it gets too bothersome. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about, and this is the one that I sort of wanted to mention during my video yesterday, because I talked about the phenomenon of, booster boxes selling out at Pokemon Center, and then the price in the aftermarket of those booster boxes going up significantly. That has happened with Vivid Voltage in the last week, and actually just got earlier today. It's Saturday, but I guess UPS delivered them today. But anyways, the Vivid Voltage booster boxes were, available for MSRP, which in the Sword and Shield era was $143.64. I bought a few of them before, a few cases before from Pokemon Center, and then basically 2 days before they went out of stock, when I knew they were low on stock, I picked up a couple more and those came, and so talked about those yesterday. But very similar to Vivid Voltage and the sort of opportunity with Vivid Voltage that now is past is the opportunity with Battle Styles. So Battle Styles is, considered to be the sort of worst or least liked set of the Sword and Shield era, and for that reason it's always been, along with Vivid Voltage, very sort of low priced compared to most of the other Sword and Shield era sets. But the fact that you can get something that is like 3 or 4 years old at this point at the MSRP it sold at, back 3-4 years ago, is kind of amazing considering how hot the market is. And so people are, paying attention and picking up, tens of thousands of box, or, well, maybe not multiple tens of thousands, but basically, I think both Vivid Voltage and Battle Styles, 3 months ago, had like north of 10,000, and I think Battle Styles, one of the two, had 20,000 in stock, like probably less than 2 months ago. So there were tons of these out there for people to purchase from Pokemon Center. In case of Vivid Voltage, people picked them all up. Now they're gone, and the price of that product, is kind of moving pretty steadily past like 165, 170. And I suspect we'll probably settle in about $200 at some point in the not too distant future. I expect the same thing to happen to Battle Styles once it sells out. And as of today, there are about 13 days of stock left in the Pokemon Center inventory. If you sort of look at the number of items they have in stock and the rate at which they've been selling, which may accelerate as we get closer to the deadline. But right now, best estimates are that you have about 13 days from today in order to buy Battle Styles booster boxes at MSRP, which is $143.64. You can buy, let's see, yeah, you can buy a lot of these. It looks like you'd buy, okay, there finally. Yeah, so you can buy 48, right? 48? Yeah, 48 48 booster boxes, which would come in sealed cases if you buy quantities of 6 or multiples of 6, which is, a great opportunity, I think. Maybe not, the best way to spend whatever, $15,000. If you buy that many, I guess it would be like more like 7,000. But I don't know. I just think I will probably pick up a couple, maybe 3 cases of this stuff. Particularly if it continues to go up in the aftermarket, which I'm going to show you right here. So here's the price trend on Battle Styles over the past, I think this is 3 months, yeah. So right around the beginning of the year, January, this stuff kind of went on a rocket ship. And right now, I think the cheapest you can get is 174 or 175 shipped. So if I stuttered, I'll be clear, it's $143 plus tax, free shipping at Pokemon Center, and it's $175 from the cheapest seller at TCG Player. Now, I haven't looked at eBay, and sometimes eBay is quite a bit different, but I wouldn't be surprised if eBay is actually quite the same, and maybe the cheapest you'd find this box is like 160 plus ship over there. So even if you bought it right now and sold it the next day, assuming you had no, marketplace fees, which of course you would at eBay and TCG Player, but let's assume you didn't, you could flip this for a profit, as soon as you get it in your hands. So in all likelihood, once this sells out, again, you have 13 days probably until that happens. This is going to be going north of where it is now, and right now it's well, actually, most recent sale 170. Yeah, that's shipped. So if we look at the prices, 160. It's been 160 for like almost a week. Now it's starting to hit 170. So this is kind of a no-brainer to me. I mean, that sort of makes me want to go pick up a bunch right now, but I'll finish the video before I do that. And anyways, so I think this is actually a really nice opportunity that based on what happened to Vivid Voltage, is clearly going to pay dividends in the short term. Who knows what happens long term. Entire market may crash. This may go back to 140 in the aftermarket. That's certainly a risk you take getting into this kind of stuff. But if it doesn't, crash, then you're probably going to be in pretty good shape with these boxes. So a pretty nice opportunity. Again, I've said this many times, but when I can get, a box that, or a product that is already selling for like 5-10% more than what I can pay for it, or what I can buy it for. Um, that's a huge like win for me if it's a product that I think is going to go up in the coming weeks and months and years. Um, so these certainly fall into that category, and that's the first item on the agenda here. So next, I want to talk about Stellar Crown. So I've seen a lot of commentary recently about how Stellar Crown is kind of still underappreciated, although I think that underappreciation is rapidly kind of dissipating as the prices of Stellar Crown products go up and up. But there are some really cool cards in Stellar Crown. It's funny because I just pulled the Squirtle. Me and my kids did from Stellar Crown. We've been looking for a while because I really wanted that Squirtle SIR. And we finally got it, which is amazing. I have the illustration rare Squirtle from that set as well. But that's a big card. There's a bunch of other really cool cards in this set of popular Pokemon. The most valuable card in the set as of today, and really all times prior to today, was the SIR of Terapagos, and it's kind of a not very, to me, appealing card, and I think a lot of other people also don't really find it very appealing, and that's probably why it's only valued at like $50 or $60 and has been for a long time, rather than some of the SIRs in the top SIRs and some of the other Scarlet and Violet era sets. But I think there's so many other good cards in the set that like one of them could overtake that Terapagos as the most valuable, and when that happens, it could be a card that ends up on a rocket ship, like we've seen so many other cards do, like the Mew EX from Paldean Fates comes to mind as something that kind of was always worth a good bit, and one of the better cards in the set. But at some point, the market sort of flipped a switch and decided that's going to be a $300 card, and suddenly the set becomes much more valuable when that happens to one of the cards in a set. So I could see that happening with Stellar Crown. And another thing I've heard many people say, many people who have been in the market for a long time, have hobby shops and what have you, but I've heard these people say that Stellar Crown is probably one of the least likely Scarlet and Violet sets to get a reprint treatment, which again I think reprints are actually fake. But what they're referring to is a restock. But in any event, they reprint or restock those events when there's more of a product injected into the market. It does impact pricing. In the current market environment, it doesn't impact pricing very much, either in price change or in the length of the price change that occurs. So it's sort of irrelevant now whether things are quote unquote reprinted or restocked at all. Everything just gets gobbled up and the market just kind of goes on chugging. But for those that care about that, Stellar Crown, I think for a few reasons, is unlikely to get a reprint. Primarily because it's relatively new. It's not super in demand product at the moment. And given the state of the Pokemon world and the need that Pokemon has to print up their current sets and focus on the most in-demand prior sets like Surging Sparks, if we call that a prior set. I mean, it's really sort of not, but if we consider those factors, Stellar Crown does seem unlikely to get the attention of Pokemon for a quote-unquote reprint or a restock. So for that reason, I think people consider it to be a pretty solid investment, or at least they put that on the list of positives for why Stellar Crown would be a better investment than some other SV sets. So, anyways, long story short, Stellar Crown is, I think, getting a lot more appreciation. There are both booster bundles, as you see here, for $26.94, and booster boxes for $161 and change available at Pokemon Center right now. So speculation is that Stellar Crown is going to be one of the next it's got the potential to be, the next set that sells out. That and Temporal Forces are presumed to be disappearing next from Pokemon Center due to the demand that there's going to be for those as they start to get closer to selling out. But I thought I'd do the bundle. I'd show you the bundle because it's just a lower price entry point for those who don't really want to spend on a full booster box or multiple booster boxes, but maybe you'd buy 10 of these things, which may come to you. See if you can buy 10. Yeah, you can buy 10. So there's 10 in a display. If you ordered 10, I feel like the odds are fairly good they would send you a display, which would be pretty awesome because usually the displays have a little bit of a premium on per box basis. Maybe order 20 and you get 2 displays would be ideal. But in any event, $26.94, and then I'll show you what kind of the market's doing with these right now. So the last sold for this item is $32. Yeah, they get this little bug where you can't go over. But last sold 32, high sale of 35. If we look at the non-scheming entries, they're all pretty much. Here's a 0% feedback, probably a scammer. Here's somebody selling 6 sleeved booster packs instead of a booster bundle, which is what this entry is for. And here is probably a legit listing. So $32 shipped is the cheapest right now, and again $7. And if you buy, I think, a couple of these, you're gonna be over the free shipping requirement. So once again, here's a product that right now is selling in the aftermarket for more than you can get it from Pokemon Center. So great deal out of the gate. And then again, for the reasons I talked about and the sort of building excitement, I think for this set as kind of truthfully one of the best, or potentially one of the best, or at least one of the better mainline sets in the Scarlet and Violet era. You can imagine this going up over time. So I like this play. I would probably be buying some of these up, except I just got like 3 booster cases for, what now is a crazy good deal. And I ordered those a month ago, kind of right before this stuff started to go up. I think the boosters of this are they're like everything else. They're now 155, 160, 165. Something like that. And I bought my cases of this stuff for, I think it was right around $700. Might have been $730 or something. So it was like $120 shipped for those booster boxes. So I'm kind of feeling like I have a fair bit of Stellar Crown, but I do like the set. And if these get closer to selling out, I very well may pick some up. And oh, by the way, according to the data that I was looking at, 4.5 days only for these to sell out. I think it's going to be longer for the booster boxes, but if you like the bundles, you like the kind of smaller footprint of the bundles, you've got very little time after the posting of this video to pick those up. If you want some of the other products, though, that this comes in, you certainly have more time. But all right, and now a couple kind of honorable mentions. So there's a lot of products on Pokemon Center that are products that have multiple packs inside of them, and sometimes it's hard to know what those packs are, but people do order the things and they make videos on YouTube, or they somehow get the information out there. And I don't have personal confirmation of this, but these knockout boxes can be a very good deal. This one here in particular, the Shaman Zerora and Marshadow one, I want to draw your attention to because, first of all, there's a lot of these in stock. So these have an estimated 60 days until sellout. But that might actually go much quicker if, in fact, these things have what I believe they have in them, which is one Fusion Strike pack and one Vivid Voltage pack. For those who haven't looked them up recently, those packs, the Fusion Strike goes for basically $10 to $12 as a loose pack, which again is inherently less valuable than anything in a sealed product. And the Vivid Voltage, I haven't looked, but I'm guessing those go for probably $4 or $5 a pack. Pretty much every Sword and Shield era pack, that has the booster box is sold out on Pokemon Center is pretty much at about $5 minimum per pack. So if it's a $5 pack, you get $15 in pack value. And again, that's loose pack value. So these being in a sealed box, I think makes them more valuable, and therefore paying $10 for the two of them plus some extra, little tchotchkes here is a pretty solid deal. So I don't know if I'll maybe pick up some of these as well, but it's very tempting. Unfortunately, you only get 10 of them, so it's going to be hard to stockpile these unless you place a ton of orders. But this does look like a very solid deal, and the number of products in which you can get a Fusion Strike pack is quickly going to zero at Pokemon Center. I think there was one other blister with a toy or something in it, and it was one Fusion Strike and one Battle Styles or something. And I think those are probably all gone at this point. So it's getting really hard to find anything with Fusion Strike in it at MSRP. And this might be one of the last things. And it's kind of, camouflaged, because they don't show you the packs in this set in this collection of images, so you wouldn't really know unless you saw content like this. So it's kind of more protected than any of the other products, which clearly show Fusion Strike being included. So this could be a very good deal if there in fact is a Fusion Strike and a Vivid Voltage in those packs. All right, last thing I'll show you. Again, this is sort of an honorable mention. I don't think it's quite as good as the other deals I show you, but I do think it's a pretty good deal, and there's about 30 days of inventory left of this, so you've got time to get this if it seems of interest. So for $40 you get this little kind of milk carton looking thing. It's got this full art trainer card in it, which I think that's a Black Star promo. So, who knows? Someday maybe that's worth something. Looks like you get some sleeves and some, kind of regular cards of the boss's orders trainer as well. But the main event, of course, is the 7 Sword and Shield era booster packs. And once upon a time, people were not sure exactly what pack's in here. And the fact that there's an Evolving Skies pack depicted, sort of got people salivating about this, but turns out there is actually not an Evolving Skies pack in these Cyrus boxes. So I will tell you exactly what there is. There is 1 Fusion Strike, 1 Brilliant Stars, 2 Astral Radiance, and 3 Silver Tempest. So the total value of those loose packs would basically be right around $40, maybe just a touch more, depending on how much you value that, Fusion Strike for, and maybe Brilliant Stars as well. But Those are pretty solid packs. Silver Tempest is a great set, at least one that has a lot of potential to rise in value. Fusion Strike is already a very valuable set. Brilliant Stars, I think, is going to take off. Um, unless the market crashes, it's going to be going up. I think those boxes are already approaching $300, if I recall. I actually was just looking those up because I was pricing one for a card show. Pardon me, I'm going to take a drink here of my soda. The Astral Radiance, honestly, is the weakest set in here, but I know some people really like it. And frankly, right now, it's the packs themselves are probably about the same as Brilliant Stars. So, a very solid lineup of packs at about $5.70 per pack in this product. It's certainly not the best deal you can get, or the best deal that there ever was on, sort of Sword and Shield era products that have a mix of packs. However, it may be one of the best deals that's still in stock at Pokemon Centers. So if you want to stock up on some Sword and Shield era stuff, if you like Silver Tempest, or any or all of the Sword and Shield era sets that come in this product, I think this is a fairly solid deal at $40. And again, there's 30 days left of inventory of this product, so you do have some time on this. But I just do think this is going to be, this is one of the last things you can find Fusion Strike in at all. So it is probably going to be disappearing eventually. And, I don't know what these Cyrus boxes would go for on TCG Player. And we can take a quick peek here. TCP. But we'll see if they're listed. Indeed they are. Yeah, so there's something to consider, right? The market price on these is not quite, I think. Although the cheapest you can get it is over $50. The past sales, and they're not going to show me, but it does say high sale of $40. Market price is 33, which kind of reflects a sort of tail of lesser sales before the current peak. So I don't know. If I could see the the last sales here, I could tell you exactly whether there's currently kind of a market price north of $40 for this. But the fact that you can't buy these for less than $50 right now from any of the sellers, I do think is at least a relevant data point. So again, $40 is what you can get them for right now. With free shipping if you get a couple of them. So if they are selling for $45 or $50, then there's that kind of instant deal right there, and then they will go up probably in value significantly after they sell out from Pokemon Center. So I did want to mention that one. But yeah, there we go. That's what we got for today. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Tomorrow I'm off to sell cards at a card show for the first time in quite a few months. And actually it's the first time I've sold cards basically since Pokemon really took off. So I'm really excited to see kind of what happens there. I will probably be one of only a small handful of people at a 50 table show that has Pokemon cards. At least significant quantities of unopened. So could be very busy, or it could be Pokemon collectors kind of view this card show as not carrying a lot of Pokemon stuff, so they won't really come out for it. But I don't know. I'm bringing sports cards as well, which I have tons and tons of. So either way, I'm covered. But I am interested to kind of see what the, what's most popular at this, and whether I do well or don't do well. Always hoping for the, former. But that's what we got for today, folks. Look forward to seeing you next time. Till then, stay relaxed. Bye now.